That phrase, don't look back, you're not going that way, that hits very home. You see a lot of my happy posts, you see a lot of my achievements and my goals that I'm working towards and focused on, and a lot of it has come from detrimental situations. It's come from life events that have taken a major toll. Um, so I'll give you a little insight on exactly what I've come across the last couple of days that really has hit home. It's really put me a little bit beside myself, is the best way to put it, and it's definitely given me a major perspective on how far I have actually come from where I've started a couple years ago in terms of the biggest life event that I've ever gone through in my life. I learned what becoming a domestic violence survivor looked like, as well as becoming a single mom for the very first time in my entire life. I learned firsthand what it was like to lose a family member, my brother. I put my heart out there and trusted again, and let my kids trust as well. But we were all left in shambles, just a different kind of hurt this time. Christmas Eve came, and we celebrated. Christmas Day came, and we mourned the loss of our house. We were displaced. We had nowhere to go. We didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to think, what to feel, or how to react. It's the worst phone call I've ever received in my life while at work. Only a few years ago, just to think about that. The house was in shambles. Literally, like 90% of my house was needing to be rebuilt, reconstructed, mitigated, everything. There was a pipe that had burst in my basement shortly after the tree fell on it, and it left everything destroyed. A happy moment happened though, and my cat Lucia had kittens. But the happiness had a very unhappy ending, and she ended up perishing along with her kittens, except for two, who I tried my hardest to feed, but it wasn't enough because they were too small and too much to handle. But we made light of the situation, and I did what I could to keep my kids' spirits up and mine up as well. And I started training for a 5K, which was something I had on my list to do, completed it, and celebrated with my kids.
So I have to share super exciting news. I was able to come home today. I got my car back and all that fun stuff. So I have my car back. It's good to go. And then I came home and I got to see this awesomeness. Check this out. They finally started working on the outside of my house again. So for me, I'm like stoked because now it has come down to everything evolving into one big picture for me, and it's huge.
My daughters and I focused just on ourselves, no one else. We were tired of our hearts hurting. We were tired of the heartbreak. We were tired of being misled. So self care came into play, and I treated myself pretty well. I went on trips. I got to visit places I had never gone before. We invited a new member to our household, and we started to build traditions and memories and really focus on becoming a stronger bonded family, just the three of us. Because at the point of time that we were living, we needed that. It was something that was important to us, and we had to learn to be able to cohesively bond. And I learned that I loved obstacle course racing and made some awesome new friends at my first obstacle course race. And I got to learn exactly what home improvements entail and how much of a headache they can be, but also that they are full of rewards if you're willing to look at the full picture and to stick it out until it's all finished. I learned how deep friendship goes, and that even if you're in a relationship, the friendships go much deeper because sometimes you're left by yourself. With my injury, it definitely opened my eyes, and all the preparation had given me the focus and the needs and everything that I had been looking for to not only help myself, but to learn to ask for help from my friends and to keep focused and to see each part of my life as a learning opportunity. I began to set standards and focus on myself and those around me in a much stronger light. It definitely turned into a mindset shift, and I've always treated others as I've wanted to be treated, but sometimes that doesn't reciprocate and it ends up detrimental. But in the long run, I've learned to brush that off because those people who are having those type of issues, that's not against me. It's something that they're still struggling through and working on. We all are working on something. And that is just something I've come to terms with and something that I have set my mind forth on making sure that I keep myself in check on constantly. My journey has definitely taught me a lot about setting standards, setting my wants, needs, and deal breakers, whether it be in life, whether it be in relationships, whether it be for myself, and to not settle for anything less than the highest of standards because that's where my focus is. That's what I'm looking forward to now. That is something I have had to learn over the many years of many different obstacles and hardships and adversities I've been through. Many have been truly unseen until now and just spoken of. So it's a whole different light to see exactly what I've gone through, what I've lived through, what I've literally walked through, hobbled through, crunched through, you name it. It's something that it's not worth the mile walking in my shoes because the lesson learned is to sit there and look and see how can you better yourself every single day on your own terms. How can you better yourself every single day from your own hardships, your own journey, your own milestones? Because we all go through our own different journeys, our own different paths, our own different mindset shifts, our own different obstacles. And it becomes a forefront of how can I make this something that will build me up rather than tear me down? How can I use this to motivate myself rather than demotivate myself? It all comes down to the journey and what you're willing to make of it and how you are willing to allow yourself to grow and spread your wings from it and learn to fly because that is one of the most important things about your journey is it is your journey alone.